everybody. Testing to see where the mic works here. See if I hear myself in a second. Okay, yeah. One thing I will... Already hearing myself, that's not good. Oh. That was still open. That's why I was hearing myself twice. Sorry about that. But I think we should be all good to go here. Yeah. Alright. Hello, everybody. What a surprise, but I managed to get OBS working on my laptop. Shocker, I know, right? Won't really have the chat up because the chat here, for whatever reason, wants me to log in, so I'm just not gonna set that up. I'll have my phone here, so if you guys have anything you wanna type, feel free. But at the moment, we should be all good. So, welcome. We'll be doing quite a variety of tier lists, I think. Why am I doing this? Because I kind of want you guys to get to know me a little bit better. And, because I like talking about Gundam a lot. Like, a shit ton of Gundam. Like, more than, like, your average fan, for example, I think. At least that's how I perceive myself, right? So I hope everything's turning out okay. I know it's not the most ideal way to set this up, but given the circumstances, this was basically the best I was gonna get. So yeah, we'll be just doing a couple tier lists here and there, and then probably after like an hour, or not an hour, but after like maybe 2 hours of doing tier lists, I'll probably just call it, because I don't have that much time. And I know at some point my dad's going to be asking me if I want anything for lunch, so I have to take a little bit of a break, probably sooner than later on that part. So I kind of want to just get into this. So starting off, we have this one tier list from, doesn't really say who the creator is, but it was like one of the most popular ones. I'm guessing it's from this username here. But the main titular Gundams. Now, this is a little bit older, because it doesn't have Witch from Mercury on here, or it doesn't have G-Quux on here either. Let's say, for example, if the Witch from Mercury suits were here, I would definitely be putting the Aerial, probably like a solid here. Which, yeah, I guess I kind of want to go over the tiers as well, actually, but I'll clarify that in a second. But yeah, Aerial, regular one would be here. Aerial, rebuild, probably a top tier. Calibarn be amazing. That's about it. But yeah, so what I have for tier list here, we have personal favorites. So these are my top favorite Gundams of all time, ever. They'll go up in here. We have top tier, which is like basically what you would call the S tier for a lot of people. It's basically some of the best designs. Amazing. Like, it's good, it's great, it's awesome. Solid. It's a fine design. Like, there's not really that much good I have to say about it, but there's also not a lot of bad I can say about it. So that's what solid is. Could be better, where it's not the worst thing in the universe, right? But it could use some help. And then god awful is for just designs I personally don't fucking like at all. Which would be basically the G-Quux, the White Gundam, and the Red Gundam. And I guess the G-Fred. All those would be right down there and god awful for me, because I don't really like the mech designs from G-Quux, like, at all. And I wish they would rot in hell, but don't really have that luxury now, do I? So why don't we get started? Starting off with the original RX-78-2. I personally want to do this for just the Grandpa Gundam in particular. Because the Grandpa Gundam is not only like the first ever Gundam we ever got, but it's also one you can't really hate on at all. Some people like it, some people don't like it, but we could all agree that without the titular Gundam itself, we wouldn't really have any other Gundams. So that's why I feel like it's justified to put the Grandpa Gundam in its own category, because it's one where you can't really rank it. Like, you can try and rank it, but it's not really appropriate to rank it. So, yeah, that's where I'm putting the Grandpa Gundam. It's not like it's bad or anything at all. Of course not. It's not. It's like a goated design, but I just don't want to put it somewhere because, like, it's the main design. Like, every other Gundam is technically based on it. So, in some way, shape, or form, right? But for the most part, everything takes its information from the original Gundam. Now, is this my favorite color scheme of the original Gundam? Oh, fuck no. This is easily, like, the least interesting of the prototype Gundam, the original RX-72, and then the G3 colors. And, like, all the other recolors, too. Like, the real type color scheme for the Grandpa Gundam. This is, I think, by far the worst color scheme. If we were just ranking the color schemes for the RX-78-2 Gundam, this would be probably my least favorite. It's just very boring to me. So, yeah, that's my take on the Grandpa Gundam there. Next up, we have the Gundam Ground Type from 08th MS Team. I'm definitely going to put this in A. They're amazing. I absolutely love the Gundam Ground Type. Arguably one of the weakest mobile suits of all time. Like, canonically, it's pretty shit. Like, in terms of, like, its generator output and stuff. But even its generator is still pretty good. I mean, it's able to use beam weapons. It does make me wonder if it's so weak, if it's able to actually use 2 beam sabers at the same time. I don't remember us ever seeing that in, like, the anime or, like, any games it's featured in. The only time we see kind of like a Gundam Ground Type using 2 beam sabers I'm thinking of is like the EZA Time Ability Custom, but that's like from the SD game, so I can't really count that one. And that's only from Battle Operation 2. No, you could probably hear my brother talking about that, or talking about some stuff. Sorry about that. This isn't the most ideal space for me to record, so my apologies, but love the Ground Gundam. It's amazing. I like the color scheme too. Like, it's a lot more subdued and a lot more like grayish compared to the original. I like the color scheme. I like all the weapon options. Like, this thing has weapons up the ass, bro. You have like the 100 millimeter machine gun, the beam rifle, the rocket launcher, the net gun, the 180 millimeter cannon, the I guess technically the Gundam hammer from that one scene in 08th MS Team before it got destroyed by the Obsolete 3, I think, if I remember. You have like 2 beam sabers. You got the chest Vulcan, which is also very unique, just like this Gundam not actually having head Vulcans. And just having it in the torso along with the multi-gun, and then like obviously the backpack too, where you can carry multiple weapons, and the parachute pack on there. The only reason I'm not putting this in like top tier is because, I mean, it's the Ground Gundam. It's not like a particularly fancy, like, or like really cool Gundam where just like, oh yeah, I like let's say like a later one being like for my personal favorite, the Destiny Gundam, where there's a lot of extra stuff going on there. But the Ground Gundam, it's very good because of how basic it kind of is, but it also has a lot of customization. I cannot, however, say the same for the EZ8. That's gonna at least go in solid. It's not terrible. I kind of like the EZ8 in some aspects. I actually prefer the Bill Fighter variants that we saw in Bill Fighter's Try, the EZ-SRs. Particularly, I think the Phantom one, or like basically the EWAC unit. That one's like super fucking cool. So there's variants of the EZ8 I like. If we're just talking about the original, it's probably my least favorite. Not a big fan of the color scheme, to be honest. If it was like a camo color scheme instead of like the weird like sandy color it has, I would probably like it a little bit more. And then just I don't like how the fact that it doesn't actually have like the traditional V-fin antenna on there. It just has a normal just stand up antenna on there. Not a big fan. I mean, and basically the other cool thing too is just like the Ground Gundam, it has access to pretty much all the same weapons and equipment because the backpack's the same, and then obviously all the weapons are the same. So in terms of weapons and just all that, amazing. It's great. Just the design's not that great in my opinion. Next up, we have the Gundam NT1 Alex. Who doesn't love the hamburger maker itself? Probably gonna go in A tier. I love the Alex. It's cool. Now, if we were talking about the Chobham armor form, probably gonna go down solid, but just because it's just the normal Alex here, it's gonna go in amazing. And then the full armor Alex is kind of cool. I like the full armor Alex, but I think just the traditional, just normal Alex is pretty cool. Unfortunately, we don't really see it use a lot of weapons in like the anime. It really only like is shown using the arm gatlings and the beam sabers. I don't even think it used the head Vulcans, which is like strange. But obviously, it does have access to its own beam rifle and has its own hyper bazooka, so it's pretty cool. I like the Alex. It's great. Next up, we have the full armor Gundam Thunderbolt. I'm gonna go in top tier. I absolutely love the full armor Gundam Thunderbolt. It basically took the original full armor Gundam, which in itself was pretty cool. I'm talking from the MSV series, and just took everything about it and just made it 10 times better. I love the dumb big backpack. I love the force shields. I love how the twin beam rifle got bigger, and then it has a 5.2 like missile launcher on the left arm. It's really cool. I like it. And then also just like its fight scenes too in Thunderbolt, December Sky or whatever. The first half of Thunderbolt was pretty cool, so I really do like it. The Atlas has kind of gotten like a little bit better over time. Before I wasn't the biggest fan of the Atlas, but I'd say it's kind of good. It's kind of amazing. I like it. The only thing I would say just don't like about the Atlas is just like how weird like the joints look, because it has like those weird like circular parts all over like the joints and stuff like that. So not the biggest fan of that, but I mean everything else is really cool. I like the little things that stick out. I like the weapons it has access to, like the rail gun, and then the like machine guns it has access to with the grenade launchers. Those are pretty cool. I like those. Pretty awesome. Next up, a GPO1, specifically the full burner type. Solid. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'll go put him amazing. Nope, not top tier. Amazing. Thank you. GPO1 FB. I prefer the GPO1 a little bit more, just the original version of the GPO1, not the full burner type. However, they're mostly the same. Well, technically, right? They're not, but it's mostly just like different equipment change, you know, where the full burner is kind of made for space, and then the original is just for ground use. Um, well, I like the GP01FB just because it has access to the long prototype beam rifle that you see in Battle Operation 2. And then certain depictions as well include that long beam rifle. I love that beam rifle design, it's so cool. And then the GP01's beam rifle in general is just cool too. It has that beam jute, which I'm wondering when we're going to get that in Battle Operation 2 as an extra weapon. Because for whatever reason, we just don't have it to this day. But yeah, I really like the GP01FB. It's cool. Prefer the either regular one or the GP01 Aqua a bit more, or heck, even the GP01 Chabum Armor form is pretty cool too. So that's how I feel about that. There you go. Sorry about that. Just saw a little text there. Nothing important. Next up, the GP03 statement. Could be better. I'm not really a big fan of the GP03. If I had to choose, like, out of the entire Gundam development project series, which would include the GP00, the GP01, GP02, GP03, and GP04, this is probably my least favorite of the 5. I really don't like the GP03. Like, there's things I like about it. It's like, I like the lower half and like the backpack kind of cool. But like, the arm gimmick where like it has like the little fold out arms, which I understand are part of the dendrobium. I don't really like how those look, to be honest, and like how like when you have them deployed, the arm looks completely fucked up. And then the other thing I don't like about this Gundam is the unibrow it has. A Gundam with a fucking unibrow. Yeah, I don't like that shit. So, personally, not a big fan of GP03. If it had a different style head where it didn't have the unibrow and the arms weren't so fucking weird, I'd probably like it a little bit more, or at least be a solid. Because I do like the weapons. I do like the 2 bazookas it uses. The dendrobium unit itself is kind of interesting. I'm not saying good because I'm not a big fan of the dendrobium, but I do like the bazookas and I do like the shield. But that's pretty much it. Next up, we have the Gundam Mark II, top tier. Love the Mark II. I almost kind of want to put it in like the Grandpa Gundam tier, where it's just like it's really hard for you to hate on the Mark II. And plus it has a lot of cool color schemes and recolors. Like you have the Titans colors, the AU colors, you have the Vosky custom colors, you have the
Yo, Taquito, you good
hold
on
on.
lunch or what?
Huh?
Are you good on lunch? You don't need anything?
Uh Hello, I'm back. Oh. Sorry about that, Geo. I was taking care of some stuff. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, how you doing, Geo? Nice to see you. Saw your messages when I came back to the room. And my apologies. I don't really have anything I've put on the screen to let you know, hey, I'm not really here. Well, I guess what I could do is I'll just, yeah, just put this here. Yeah. Next time, if I have to go somewhere, I'll just put that on, so you know I'm not actually here to answer. Oh, my voice is so low. Is that a little bit better? I turned it up a little bit for you. Don't worry. Well, I kind of hope it's good. I want you to actually hear me. Well, I also have like there's like a little like a filter on the microphone here, so you can actually so it like blocks out a lot more wind, you know, so you don't hear like breathing stuff. Yeah. So this is kind of like a more fancier microphone, mostly because this is just equipment and stuff for when I had to do some schooling. So that's why I have this pretty good microphone here for this. But yeah, before I had to leave, I kind of want to go back to where I was. So talk about the Gundam Mark II. It's amazing, top tier design. A little bit better now. I can hear you. Oh, okay. Well, I had a. It's weird because like I'm right here, you can hear me right, but if I'm over here, like trying to look at your message, not gonna be able to hear me. So it's a matter of distance basically too. So let me adjust my mic here. All right, where was I? So Gundam Mark II, top tier design. It's great, love it. Very basic weapons layout. Unfortunately, doesn't really have a lot of extra weapons. Even the Build Fighters version of the Mark II, the Build Gundam Mark II, only really just was like a simplified version of the G Defensor, and that was pretty much it. That was like a backpack attachment for the Gundam Mark II that can dock with the backpack, and then has like two beam cannons, and that's pretty much it. Didn't have the missiles, I don't think, of the G Defensor. So the Mark II, unfortunately, just doesn't have a lot of weapons, but it's fine. Like it's still a really solid design. I really do like the earmuffs for the Vulcan's pod. Pretty cool. I like that a lot. So yes, next up we have the all favorite Zeta. Or well, for some people, unless you're like that one person on Twitter or X that I know of, a certain Lamb character who is obsessed with Merida and Sleta Mirine and stuff. They would they hate this suit, but for me, personal favorite, one of my personal favorites. Although I wouldn't be, it would be a while before I find it. Like I've discovered it as like one of my top favorites because, just to kind of reiterate a little bit more. So, back in the day, I had only watched like Seed and like a lot of the alternate universe stuff. I'd never actually watched like Universal Century till much later. But when I did and I found Zeta, man, it was so cool. I love the Zeta Gundam. Oh, the message is here from GM. Really hard part, right? But the volume keeps going up and down. Got to turn it all the way up. I understand what you said about the microphone, and so it's fine. But I didn't catch which video it is. Also, sorry, I'm using a translator because my English is terrible. But now it's all okay. Okay, sorry about that, Geo. I can set that up a little bit more for you. I mean, I could also take off the little filter on here too, but I kind of just don't want to make it a lot more painful than it really is. Because if I take this off, it's gonna get a lot worse. I'm gonna tell you that. I agreed. Yeah, I love the Zeta Gundam. It's cool. There's not a lot of like cool recolors of the Zeta, which could be like one of the main complaints. Because there's like the original Zeta colors. You have like the biosensor image. You have the armor array colors. You have. I'm trying to think. You have like the Titans capture colors from Mobile Suit Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. And that's about it. There's not as many recolors of the Zeta. You have to like look at some of the like variants of it, like the A to Z Gundam or the Hot Scramble Gundam, to like find other better color schemes, I guess, if you wanted to. Zeta Gundam is my favorite of my brother, but I don't like it so much. It's strong like all Gundam is, but so I don't know. I don't like it. That's fine. You have your own opinions. Like, this is just for me how I feel about these mainline mobile suits. I don't think you were here at the beginning, Geo, but I talked about how this tier list in particular does not have Witch for Mercury or G-Quux on here. But yeah, I don't like any of the G-Quux stuff, so they would have been in like god awful, and then like the aerial would be solid, the aerial rebuild top tier, and then the Calibarn would be an amazing, and then the if you want to throw in the Gundam Lafrith, that'd be also top tier as well. But for some reason, this list doesn't have it. Maybe the next time I'll actually include all that. Like I'll make my own tier list with all the images so that you can actually see like all the new stuff and everything, or like whatever the newest shows are and stuff, and include way more than what's in here, because like they for some reason have like the Estrays in here, which is not from like an actual mainline series, so it's a little weird. But next up, the Double Zeta Gundam, the successor to the Zeta, top tier. I don't, for some reason, don't see it as like my personal favorite, just because I like how slimmer the Zeta is. But don't get me wrong, I still love the Double Zeta Gundam. One of my top favorite designs. Still a great mobile suit. The only thing is, I guess say maybe a little bit goofy is like the whole separation gimmick. Because when I was watching Double Zeta, it was just obnoxious at a certain point. Just seeing every every other minute, like seeing parts of the Double Zeta get stolen or like lost or something, because like Xeon was around or whatever, kind of like fucking over the Gundam team. But like aside from that though, like the overall design of the Double Zeta is just good. I love the Double Zeta. Particularly, I think my favorite variant would probably be the full armor Double Zeta. I like all the extra armor on there. It looks stupid, but it looks cool. I also like the Faz as well for that same reason, even though it's not on here, unfortunately. G-Quux stuff is cool but strange. I like it so much. Psycho Gundam is so beautiful. Again, that's your opinion, and yeah. Like for me, I don't really like anything from G-Quux. I've kind of grown to maybe like the G-Quux itself like a little bit more than like normal, just because I've been using it in Battle Operation 2, right? But stuff like the Psycho Gundam, where I just don't really like it, because it's just like you can see the Evangelion influence in there, right? But for me, as someone who likes Evangelion for what it is, and I like Gundam for what it is, seeing them combined together is not something I personally like. I'd rather the Evangelion stuff stay in Evangelion and not into Gundam, if that makes sense. The Double Zeta, I like it so much more than the Zeta Gundam. It's so good for all its mass. It's so big, but so cool. I like the design. Yeah, I like it too. The Master Grade, too. I built the Verka Master Grade Double Zeta. Fantastic kit. The HG UC Double Zeta, also a great kit. The only complaint I have about um, that kit is the lack of hand options because it only has the trigger finger hand for the right hand and then a open holding hand for the hyper beam saber on the right hand. And then the left hand, I think it's only like a closed fist. So technically, you cannot dual wield the hyper beam sabers, which is really stupid for the high grade. You can do that on the master grade, but you just cannot do that for the high grade, which sucks. And like, you're not gonna really be able to find a kit that has like an open hand like the Double Zeta, and like mod that yourself, which sucks. Favorite variant of the Double Zeta is also Former. Yeah, agreed. So let's move on to the Moon Gundam. Uh, I like the Moon Gundam. Oh, like it's a weird mix, man. I'm gonna just put it here for a moment because I want to talk about it a little bit more. I like the Moon Gundam a bit. It's just really weird to see basically the body of like a basically prototype Sazabi with a Gundam head on it, and then the backpack, which is like very moon shaped. Now, before, right, I didn't know about the G doors or like the Psycho Gundam Mark IV. I much prefer the Psycho Gundam Mark IV than the just Moon Gundam here. Yeah, Evangelion is a hard to design G Quux, and you have it right. Yes, I agreed. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's just how I feel about it. But I mean, some people like the Evangelion stuff in G Quux, and that's fine. For me, I just didn't really like it that much because I like Evangelion for what it is. So, not having the mix of the two. But back to the Moon Gundam here. Um, I don't know. It's cool. I think I'm probably gonna just move it down here to this to solid. It's a fine design. I do really like, however, like the what was it? The kind of odd color scheme that came with the. You can actually see it with the high grade. There's a high grade Vargil with a Gundam head and Psycho plates, and basically it's just a recolor of the Moon Gundam, but it has just the Vargil color schemed like body, and then like the head and the backpack are just from the G doors. I really like that color scheme, and I also like the prototype beam rifle that he also has, which you can get in high grade form, which is basically just the Sasbi Verkaz long range prototype beam rifle, which can technically also equip the same bazookas that the Senanju uses on there. But yeah, that's just how I feel about the Moon Gundam. It's fine. Much preferred the G doors, in my opinion. The Moon Gundam is cool, but his normal mobile suit, I prefer G doors. Yeah. Do you know the head? Yeah, yeah, I knew that. Yeah. It was set up to where like Londo Bell, I think I remember the story too. Londo Bell found like some Titan remnants, and like they had the Psycho Gundam Mark IV, which was the G doors. Unfortunately, it lost to a fight against Amuro Ray, which was to be expected, and then only the head and then some of the Psycho plates landed on the Moon colony from Double Zeta, and then after that, that's when Moon got their hands, and the rest of Moon Gundam happened. Yeah, I agreed on Gundam. The new Gundam, very controversial. I'm gonna be honest here, but could be better. I am one of those people that don't really like the new Gundam, mostly because the other variants of the new Gundam are just infinitely better than the original. That is just like, why would I go for the regular new Gundam? Because the variants, you have the double fin funnel type You have the heavy weapon system New Gundam. You have the New Gundam FF, the Fukuoka statue. You have the High New Gundam, which is my favorite, and the High New Gundam heavy weapon system for that as well. Like 5 infinitely better variants, yet everyone just loves the original New Gundam. I know it's Amuro Ray's final mobile suit that he uses in Char's counterattack. I get that, but I don't see the appeal. And for someone like me who doesn't really like the asymmetry that much for like the fin funnels, it's fucking stupid. Like the heavy weapon system, like because like the extra armor is so cool, I can completely ignore the fin funnels like being asymmetrical. The double fin funnels fixes the asymmetry. Um, the New Gundam FF, the Fukuoka statue, just has that really cool, just fuck off fin funnel on there. Like that's cool. So yeah, I don't really see why people like the New Gundam as much when there's better variants out there. And honestly, I kind of feel like it was rigged when they did that 2025 like Gundam poll to see like which was the most popular mobile suit, and worldwide the New Gundam was number one. Like I still don't understand that. New Gundam is good, but the anime I don't like it. I prefer Sazabi. Yeah, the Sazabi's cool. Now, when you go over to Belt or Chica's Children, it's kind of like the inverse, where I like the Hainu, but I don't like the Nightingale. I like the Nightingale because of how goofy it looks, but if you were to take the Nightingale seriously, it's a dumb looking design, that's for sure. I don't really see the other unicorns here, but we have the just normal unicorn here. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I do like the unicorn. It's top tier. Now, if there was the perfectibility on here, that would be one of my personal favorites. But just talking about the original unicorn here, it is top tier. I love the unicorn. I don't think there's many people that hate the unicorn, other than like the people who hate it because of how many recolors and reprints it gets from like all the model kits for the unicorn. So if you hate it for that aspect, I completely understand. This thing gets fucking recolors up the ass. But the unicorn's cool. I really do like it. The beam magnum, as stupid as a concept of a weapon it is, it's still a cool design. So, and it just really cool sounding like weapon whenever it fires the beam magnum. The hybrid bazooka is pretty cool. Obviously the whole gimmick of destroy mode is also really cool. Although for me, I prefer it in unicorn mode. I like the nice slim look of the unicorn mode. I don't really like it in destroy mode. So yeah, don't really have much else to say. But unicorn still top tier for me. Out of all the variants in the unicorn, like I said, the perfectibility is one of my favorites. Second one probably being maybe the full armor unicorn, if not the Phoenix. Uh, Nightingale so big is big boy. All right, wait. Niter so big, big boy with big sword, and a strange long piece of metal front all his body. I think is bad at mobile suit and a little bit ugly. Unicorn's so cool, but Banshee's my first crush. Banshee's fine. I think if I had to choose between the Banshee or Banshee Norn, I would go with the Norn a bit more. I don't know. I don't understand why I don't like the original Banshee that much. At least it's better than the novel version of the Banshee. Where if you didn't know, the novel or the original novel version of the Banshee is literally just the Unicorn Gundam, but with a different V fin and then just all black. That's it. It doesn't even have any of the armed armor parts on there. It just the Banshee in black with a different antenna on there. And that's it. But yeah, I mean, I still like the Banshee. It's fine, but I just much prefer the Unicorn, especially the Perfectibility Unicorn. So that's how I feel about that. Next up, the Tristan. I'm gonna put it here. Now I know the reputation of this mobile suit is a little bit fucked because of the high grid and how bad that kit was. But the actual design, I like the Tristan. It's unique, in the sense that like it kind of takes elements of Gundams you wouldn't really think would work, and puts them together in a pretty good way. Like the main body is basically that of the Gundam Alex. The backpack's inspired by like the Gundam Mark II. The beam rifle is basically straight up the new Gundam's beam rifle. The only thing that holds the Tristan back is the shield. I really do not like the shield design on this thing. Noir is good, but for original, FL part of the first design, but I love the Phoenix and Unicorn perfectibility. Yeah, I do too. But anyway, back to the Tristan here. Yeah, the shield don't really like, and that's like one of the main things about a Gundam is like usually their shield. So like if I don't really like the shield design, that's kind of a bit of a problem there. So Tristan is fine. It's not the worst design ever, but yeah, it's fine. Tristan is an Alec Gundam plus Zeta Gundam. I don't really see where the Zeta elements are in there, but you can definitely see the Alex parts, right? But you also see the backpack of the Mark II, or at least styled after the Mark II, and then it has the new Gundam beam rifle on there. The narrative Gundam. We're talking just a plain narrative Gundam. Probably just solid. It's not horrible. Like, I don't really have anything good to say about it, but also nothing bad to say about it either. It's just kind of there. That's it. I am trying to think of literally anything to say about the narrative Gundam. Now, if this was the B packs or the C packs, those would probably be an amazing. But we're just talking about the just plain Jane narrative Gundam here, which is obviously what's shown. And just gonna go right there, solid. I have nothing really to say about it. The Cassie Gundam, amazing. Especially if we're talking about the novel version, where the color scheme looks pretty cool. I really like the color scheme for the novel version of the Cassie Gundam or the Zai Gundam. The like movie version that we've seen so far, it's all right. I don't really like how, I guess, when we saw the Sorcery of Nymph Circe version of the Cassie, where it has like the true quote unquote Gundam face behind it. Don't really like it that much. I prefer how it looked beforehand. And just, I love how bulky and giant the Cassie Gundam is. And then we had the Eclipse Gundam, which is not technically related in any way because it's from Seed, right? But you can tell it has some Cassie Gundam elements inspired in there, and it looks so cool. Narrative is much better. White, Psycho Frame and Funnels, yeah. Kind of hard to read your message there, Gio. Sorry about that, buddy. But yeah, Cassie Gundam, love it. It's cool. I much prefer, again, the novel colors a bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. The F91, I'm going to put in top tier. It's really grown on me quite a lot. Before, I was kind of like, meh. Probably would have been, like, if you asked me this, like, a couple years ago, it probably would have been in either solid or amazing. But it's really grown on me quite a lot. I really do like the Gundam F91. Whether we're talking about just the original or some of the variants, like the back cannon type and the twin VSBR setup type F91s, those are pretty cool. Don't worry for me. I like this live and talk with you. Oh, thank you, Gio. Appreciate that. I really do like the F91. It's just so cool. I guess the only thing I don't really like about the F91, I think a lot of people can agree that they don't like about the F91, is when it activates the biocomputer and like it reveals the weird like face with like a nose, like that I don't like at all. Like that's the one thing that really kills the design for me. But it's just like small thing. And like from a distance, you're not really gonna be able to see it anyways. If anyone is strange, I don't, I don't know, I don't know if I like it or not. Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, that was also my debate if I liked it or not. But I really do like it. It's cool. Next up, we have the crossbones. Now, the original crossbone gonna go top tier, and then the full cloth is gonna go in personal favorites. I like the full cloth. I wish we got better model kits of the full cloth because I've heard not so much great things about the master grade, and then the high grade has a shit ton of stickers, unfortunately. So I wish we can get some better model kits because I absolutely love the full cloth design, and I was really sad I couldn't get it when it was added to Battle Operation 2 because I just didn't have the money when that came out to get it right away. So I'm still hoping for the day I can actually get the full cloth. But the original crossbone's also good too. I built the real grade. Fantastic kit. I love it. Even though it has a lot of small parts, it's a good kit, and like the design itself is just super cool. Yeah, the head is bad. The original is okay, but the other is my favorite on in game and real life. Oh, okay, I'm guessing you're talking about the crossbones. Uh, yeah, because there's quite a few crossbones too. Because you have like the X1 full cloth, the X1 Kai, the um, the X2, the X2 Kai, the X3, the X0. The X3 is probably my least favorite because I really hate the number, like that stupid 3 that's on its head. Like, I really hate that part of its design. I really don't like it at all. But, yeah, it's fine, right? For the Crossbow X3. I mean, at least this weapon's cool, the Muramasa Blaster, but yeah, I don't really like the X3. It's the worst one of the three, in my opinion. Yeah. Um, but yeah, the original Crossbone's still great. Full cloth, personal favorite. However, wish we got some better model kits of it. Yeah, X3 is cool. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think so. Oh, usually I'm not right about a lot of things, I'll be honest with you. And obviously, you have your own opinions. Feel free to just give your own takes. I'll respect them. I'm not going to be talking shit about your takes at all because I have some takes that people do and don't agree with. Moving on to the Victory Gundam. I think the Victory can go amazing. I don't know why. I kind of don't know why I like the Victory Gundam as much as I do. But I don't know, it's just a solid design. I kind of like similar to like the Double Zeta where like I kind of don't like the whole separation gimmick that is like forever like a persistent thing where like you can see it's inspired quite a few Gundams. Obviously, the Double Zeta came with it first, right? The Victory Gundam used it, and then the Impulse Gundam used it as well. Not a big fan, but I can kind of understand why they bring it back quite a few times.
Yo, food's here.
Oh, looks like I gotta go for a little bit. Okay, so I will be right back. I'm gonna put this on. Let me actually open this in a tab so it's not just. Yep, there you go. I have to go and eat, unfortunately. So I will be back in a couple minutes. I will try to be quick. All right. Huh. I come back and I see the screen's gone. Not sure why that happened. You play Minecraft. Probably Geo's not here, but not really. I don't really play Minecraft. I'm not sure why my screen just disappeared like that, but I'm back now. Had to go and eat. So very sorry about that. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, I was still talking about the Victory Gundam, right? I'm kind of growing to like it. It's just a little stumpy guy. I don't know. I like the Victory Gundam. I hope the model kits are pretty good. I know they have, at least the master grades are a very infamous reputation, but I did pick up the high grade recently. So I'm going to see how well that is. V2 Assault Buster, on the other hand, that is a top tier, almost bordering on personal favorites. I love the Victory 2 Assault Buster Gundam. It is a cool design. I really do like the Victory 2 Assault Buster. So cool. The V2 itself, too, I really do like. I was almost tempted to get the V2 Assault Buster when that got added, but I held off because I like it enough, but it's not like one of my personal favorites where I would go out and get it. So, oh yeah, I didn't see your other message, GDO. Victory is a little bit for kid. The design is so simple and don't have that look that have other Gundams. The V2 is cool, not the full armor. To each their own, right? I like the V2 Assault Buster, but the Victory 2 is also fine. Like, I hate it. I do like it a little bit. However, going up against it in Battle Operation 2 has traumatized me quite a bit, so yeah, you go about that. But yeah, I like the V2 Assault Buster. It's great. The Shining Gundam. It's either going to be amazing or top tier. Don't really know. Probably going to go in amazing. I like The Shining. One of our very first alternate universe Gundams. Bro, I have another 5 minutes to stay in your company. I have to go cook dinner. You take the live and video channel. I'll do the rest. Okay. No, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear you had to leave so soon, Gio. How old am I? Well, I'd rather not disclose that publicly. Don't really like people knowing how old I am. But let's just say I am more than 20 years old. I won't give you an estimate of where past 20. I could be more than like whatever age, right? But I don't want to specify how old I actually am. Amazing. Yeah. Shining Gundam is cool. I like it. I like the super mode thing that it does. I like how big the beam saber can get when it's in, or whenever it does like the special techniques and stuff. G Gundam is just cool. Okay, cool. 2008. Oh, okay. So you're like, oh, okay. So you're definitely a little young, relatively compared to me. Again, I won't tell you how old I am. But there you go. That's pretty much it about what I wanted to say about The Shining. Not much else. God Gundam, on the other hand, personal favorite. Love the God Gundam. Needs more love for sure. I know we have the real grade kit. That is amazing. However, we do not have a new high grade or new master grade of the God Gundam yet. which sucked because I really do like the God Gundam. It's a great design. And just the super mode and like all the cool moves it does is great too. I was kind of tempted to get it when it got added to Battle Operation 2, but it's so melee focused that like I couldn't really do it. My new favorite Gundam is the Sword Impulse Gundam from Seed Destiny. God Gundam, I think, is amazing. Yeah, it's really dependent on like how much you enjoy G Gundam. I really liked G Gundam, and I'm planning to rewatch it at some point. But yeah, has G Gundam held up in terms of like over the course of time? Uh, really dependent on you, but I still really like G Gundam. I like the God Gundam, so that's pretty much it there. The Wing Gundam, the original Wing Gundam, not the Katoki redesign, which is for some reason on here. I think it's a solid design. I don't hate it, but there's not really that much I really like about it either. I mean, I like the Buster Rifle. It's a cool weapon. Dog's going crazy. Sorry about that if you can hear that. Like the Buster Rifle. I like I like the shield. I'm struggling to come up with things I really like about the Wing Gundam. Things I don't like about the Wing Gundam. I hate the transformation. It looks fucking stupid. I mean, it was kind of a trend that started with like the Masala and like the Hambrabi, where like the transformations were so goofy that it's just kind of bad. Which is why I don't really like the transformations for a lot of suits. Where it's like if it has like the Wing Gundam style transformation that we also see with like the Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice, those are god awful. I really do hate them, to be honest. So the Wing Gundam is a solid design. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but also things I don't like about it either. The Katoki redesign probably go in amazing or solid. I really do like the colors for one. I like the color scheme a little bit more. It has a lot more yellow in there. I like the redesign in general. The Buster Rifle, I'm not a big fan of that much for the Katoki redesign. The shield is, I think, okay. I think it was cool, actually. I do like the extra thing that the Katoki redesign has, where it has the extra cartridges on like the arms, so you can have 9 shots instead of 3. So I like that about the Katoki redesign. Wing Zero, top tier. Love the Wing Zero. The original, the original Wing Gundam is bad. Anyway, sorry, but I have to go. If I didn't need to cook, see you rest of the life. See you. I'm feeling like a brother. Bye. Good night, or the rest of your day. Thank you, Gio. I really do appreciate that. Have a good night. Have a good day. I don't know what part of the world you live in, but hopefully you have fun cooking. And yeah, I'll see you soon, hopefully. But yeah, he does kind of have a point. The Wing Gundam is like the original, kind of bad, but I don't hate it either. I like the design element. I think the one thing I don't also like about the original Wing Gundam, which the Kadoki fixes, is like the head. I'm not a big fan of the head. Or more specifically, like the way like the kind of ears on it look. It's kind of a little goofy, but the Katoki redesign fixes it. I'm in Italy. Bye. Oh, you're in Italy. That's cool. I've always kind of wanted to go to Italy. Out of like all the Europe countries I would go to, though, I mean, Italy is just cool. So I might go there, but I think originally, I mean, I wasn't really planning on going to any like European countries in my life because I more wanted to go to like Japan, right? That's like I think the obvious one. Nah, I've been to Mexico, and I've mostly just been in the U.S. my whole life. So I wish I could travel more, but mean, Italy's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it about that. I don't really have much else to add there. But getting back on track now with going back to the Wing Zero, I really do like the Wing Zero. I like the twin buster rifle, such a cool design. I like the shield. I like the wings, like the binders, whatever, the wing binders on there. The head design's a lot cooler. Just everything about the Wing Zero. Everything I didn't really like or like didn't really have that much to say about the wing was immediately approved by the Wing Zero, which is weird because the Wing Zero canonically existed first. Like it was the blueprint for all the later Gundams, like the original Wing Gundam. It just wasn't built until much later. The Wing Zero Endless Waltz. Probably an amazing, I guess. No. Probably in either top tier or amazing. I'm not really sure. I can't put it amazing. Why not? Sorry about that. I like the Wing Zero. I mean, Endless Waltz. It's fine. I like the twin buster rifles. I mean, everything about it is just cool. It's just not as cool as the just original Wing Zero, in my opinion. Moving on to the unfortunate child of the franchise, Gundam X. Starting us off with the Gundam X itself. Top tier. I really do like the Gundam X. I'm not really sure why I'm more drawn to it more than the Double X, which you'll understand why I'll put it lower. But I don't know. I really like the Gundam X design. I like the satellite cannon. I like the shield, or like the shield buster rifle. I like the large beam saber it has access to. The GX bits are kind of a cool concept. I wish we had model kits of those, but doesn't seem like we'll be getting those anytime soon, unfortunately. But yeah, I really do like the Gundam X a lot. I built the both high grade and the master grade of this thing, and both are pretty good kits. The Double X, on the other hand, solid. The only things I really like about it is like the twin satellite cannon, and then basically the weapons. Color scheme for one is something I'm not really that big a fan of, to be honest. Not really a big fan of color scheme. The weapons are fine. Don't really mind the weapons, but I think the part that I really don't like about the Double X is like the weird whiskers and stuff it has going on there, and like how it's supposed to be like the Double X, so it's supposed to have like two X's, but it doesn't really have that. I don't know. It's just an odd design, in my opinion. Not a big fan of the Double X, to be honest. Turn A. If you asked me like a few years ago, this would go right there and god awful. I've kind of grown to like it a little bit, even though it took me quite a few years before I finally changed my mind about it. So it's just gonna go in solid. It's a unique design from Sid Mead, which I think he passed away. If he did, God rest his soul. It's a unique design. The Moonlight Butterfly, not really a big fan, to be honest. But like we're just talking about the just straight up turn A. It's fine. I think the problem that you have with the turn A is something I remember Zaku Aurelius mentioning in one of his videos like a long time ago. And that is, it is really hard for you to customize the turn A because of how unique the design is. So it kind of like limits like your customization if you were like to try and customize it. So yeah, I can kind of see like that as like a really big negative for people. Obviously, if you don't customize, that's one thing. But if you're trying to like come up with a different color scheme for the turn A, you're also gonna struggle too because this thing is not really that good when it comes to like alternate color schemes. You have like the one time it appeared in Build Fighters Try when it's like the kind of black color scheme, and then you have the Turn A Shin where it's like more like sandy colors if I remember for the Turn A Shin. But yeah, this thing is gonna go in solid, fine design, but really struggles when you're trying to like come up with something unique for it. You know, like either it's like a unique like color scheme or trying to customize it. It's really hard to do that for the Turn A. Honestly, I'm just gonna blitz through these because it's gonna be pretty simple. Strike or Ale Strike is gonna go in personal favorites. Freedom Gundam, personal favorites. Strike Freedom is gonna go probably an amazing. I don't like it nearly as much as the Freedom Gundam, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Dragoons are fine, but I hate how the beam, like the main beam cannon, which it had two of for the Freedom, reduced to one is in the torso for the Strike Freedom. I mean, it's not like I hate it though. I like the beam shields. I like the twin beam rifles with that can combine to one long beam rifle. And I like the kind of gold like inner frame it has. It's kind of cool, unique. The Impulse, kind of going amazing. Compared to the L Strike, I don't like it nearly as much, to be honest with you. But I still think it's cool design. Don't get me wrong, but just compared to my goat, the Ale Strike, it doesn't hold a candle to it. Another one I'm just gonna blitz through because if you watch my channel for some time or some of my recent streams, I've talked about it quite a bit. But Destiny Gundam, one of my personal favorites. No need to elaborate. I almost have every version of it in high grade form. I'm missing the metallic injected version of the high grade Destiny and then the old high grade Destiny Gundam. Other than that, I'll have pretty much every version of the Destiny Gundam high grade. I do want to try and get all the versions of it in master grade, but it's going to be a lot harder because I have only the Heine Westenflus, like the Gundam base version of that. So I'm gonna need to try and get some other versions. The real grade, I don't really want to get the real grade because I don't really like how the real grade looks for the Destiny Gundam. So if we were to get maybe like a 2.0 Destiny Gundam real grade or like a, I don't know, version Katoki Destiny Gundam, probably go for those. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with the high grade kind of revive kit we got of it. And I still really like the Destiny Gundam, despite not being there many great options for in-model kit-wise, you know. The Astrays. Well, I'm just going to skip the Red Dragon first. Personal favorite. I love the Red Dragon. It's such a stupid design. There's so much going on. You would think I would hate it, but I just love for how much it has on there. It's basically kind of like a hedgehog, or it has like so many pointy bits sticking out everywhere. It's just so stupid. I love it. It also has like the beam, like V fin on there. It has the 3 cattle bitches on there that can, with 2 of them combining into like a double, like ended, like big ass, like buster kind of sword thing. I love the Red Dragon. It's cool. And almost for that same reason too, I like the Stray Red Frame Kai. I love the backpack and how modular it is. It can be the Delta form. It can be like the claw form, the arrow form, the flight form. There's so many different things for that tactical arms. It's amazing. I love it. The regular Astray, this is the flight form though. Gonna go in amazing. I like it. It's fine, but compared to the goats of the Red Dragon and the Stray Red Frame Kai, doesn't hold a candle to it. The Stargazer Gundam is a interesting mobile suit to talk about because, well, it's one of the few Gundams where it wasn't built with combat in mind. Whereas almost every other Gundam on this list was built for combat in some capacity. The Stargazer was just never built with that in mind. So it's a very unique mobile suit for sure. And like it being built for deep space exploration with the Voiture Lumiere sail on there is pretty cool too. But in terms of like the design, I kind of want to put in like solid. Not really a big fan of the head, and the backpack is what holds this design back quite a bit. If I had a different head and different backpack, I would probably like it a little bit more. But for right now, yeah, not that big of a fan of the Stargazer here. We have the Exia. Probably top tier. I like the Exia. The Exia is such a cool design. Whether you're talking about the original Exia, or you're talking about the variants like the Avalanche Exia Dash, or the what was it? The weird like innovator version of it, where it has like the kind of Jinx style like eyes on there, or like the Bill Fighter version where you have like the Amazing Exia, the Dark Matter Exia. I think the Transient Gundam is also technically based on the Exia too. The Exia is just a cool, solid design. And then you also have like the Exia Repair 2, the Exia Repair 3, and the Exia Repair 4. There's quite a lot of Exias to choose from, but the original is still a good design. For people who know me, you should know why the Double O Riser is one of my personal favorites. I love the Double O Riser. I have it in high grade. No, I don't think I have it in high grade yet. I'm waiting for them to reprint the GN condenser version, or because that's the best version of the Double O Riser to buy in model kit form, or at least if you're buying in high grade. The real grade's good. The master grade is pretty cool, and then I'm probably one day gonna buy the perfect grade for the Double O Riser. It's one of my favorite Gundams of all time. Literally, a death battle happens every day between the Zeta, the Freedom, and the Double O Riser on which one's my personal favorite mobile suit. Like number one spot. Because there's one day where like, oh, I like the Freedom Gundam more. One day I like the Double O Riser more. One day I like the Zeta Gundam more. But these three are forever deadlocked into fighting each other for a top spot in my heart. The Double O Quanta, not really a big fan, but I'll go put in solid. I don't hate it. Variants of it though are a lot better. I like the full saber Double O Quanta in particular. I like the Double O Shia Quanta, but the original, it's kind of like the new Gundam. I almost kind of want to put it right next to it. It's kind of the same thing where it's just like I don't really like the asymmetry on it, and like there are just some versions of the Double O Quanta where I would like way more than the original. The Age 1 normal. Now, if we're just talking about the normal, it's gonna go in amazing. I like the Age 1 normal. Very interesting design for one. Different take. I like the whole concept of the age system where it gradually gets upgrades depending on the situation to meet an enemy threat. The only thing I don't really like the Age 1 is, I guess, like the extra like optional parts that it did get. Like I don't really like the Titus that much, and I don't really like the Spallo all that much either. I like the full Glanza, obviously, but not really a big fan of the other two. The Age 2, probably going amazing as well. I like the original H2 normal. The double bullet is fine. Kind of cool, I guess, but kind of like for the same reasons as the Age 1 normal here. The Age 3 normal, I really do like the Age 3 normal. kind of almost want to put it in top tier for me. I really do like the H3 normal. It's so cool. And again, it has like the double Zeta and like the Victory Gundam elements where it separates and it kind of causes some problems. But I don't know, I really do like it. And then the other forms too. This is the one where I like the forms, like the alternate forms, probably the most. Because you have the orbital and then the fortress. I really do like all those. And then the age effects, probably one of my favorites as well. Really do like the age FX. I prefer it, especially with the FX burst mode on, and it also has that giant fuck off beam bazooka, whatever it has. I really like that about the H3 or the HFX. Really cool. G-Self. You might be thinking I should be joining on the bandwagon of people who love the G-Self all of a sudden. Nope. Don't really like it. Unfortunately. Not a big fan of the G-Self. Like, I get it if you like it, but I personally don't like it. I don't really understand the hype with this mobile suit. So, that's just how I feel about the G-Self. The Barbatos, specifically the fourth form. Probably, it's not, I don't want to put it god awful. It could be better. Like, I kind of like the fourth form. If I had to personally choose a version of the Barbatos to pick, it would probably be either the sixth form. But yeah, the original is, you know what, I'll put it in solid. It's fine. But the sixth form is better, and pretty much the other two are a little bit better too. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. The Barbatos Lupus, probably top tier for me. It's just so cool seeing the battle between it and the mobile armor Hashmal, which is a fun sequence. Just the whole thing in general is just so cool. I love the Barbatos Lupus. The Lupus Rex, it's either going to be amazing or solid. Kind of, you know what, I'm going to probably lean it towards solid. It's fine. I really like parts of it, for one. I like the head. I like the ultra large mace it has. I like its final sequence when it's like, you know, when it only has like one arm and it's like super fucked up. I like that whole sequence. However, the rest of the design is a little bit weird. I hate the weird like toe, like the weird feet it has going on. I hate the really small shoulders. Like it has these big gorilla arms, whereas the rest of the mobile suit's like really small. Like it's a very weird contrast. So personally, not a big fan of the Barbatos Lupus Rex when compared to either the original Barbatos Lupus or the just normal Gundam Barbatos. So that's pretty much it for at least this tier list. Some of you may or may not agree, and that's completely fine. I don't expect everyone to like my opinions here, but that's pretty much going to do it too. There's not much else I really want to go over because it already took like an hour and a half just doing all this. So I'm probably just going to end it here because I have some stuff to take care of anyways. So thank you very much for watching if you were here. I really do appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please let me know. I'll try to maybe reschedule a little bit so I can actually be here a lot more and not have to just randomly leave. But yeah, hopefully you guys can hopefully enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, take care. Bye bye.